I'm just trying to avoid like negative thoughts about me. And I feel like recently, a couple of weeks, like starting a couple of weeks ago, I started to truly believe it. Like when I say I'm beautiful, I'm like, wow, yeah, I really am beautiful. So why can't you believe you're beautiful as well? Okay, I know it's easier said than done, but for example, look at your friends. Genuinely, like my closest friends, I think they're so gorgeous and so beautiful, even though they look nothing like supermodels. But I see them, and I just think I'm so grateful to have you in my life. I'm so glad to be next to you. I would never look at a friend and be like, oh, she looks bloated today, oh, her makeup looks terrible today, oh, her hair looks terrible today. So if you wouldn't think that about a friend, why would you think that about yourself? If you know what I mean. So yeah, just challenge yourself to be nicer to yourself, be kinder, you know. Anytime you get like a negative thought or like a thought about yourself that you don't like, just don't try to ignore it, just look at it and acknowledge it and know that that isn't you, because you are beautiful. Okay, that was kind of the intro, a bit of a long intro, 2 minutes, but now we're gonna start with what I wanted to talk about in the video. Okay, so I think we all know this, and it's nothing new, but it's so obvious. Like even recently, in the last few years in social media, it's so crazy to see the way ugly people are being treated. And I mean ugly as in the sense that they don't feel like they don't adapt to they don't meet, I forgot the word, that they don't meet the conventional beauty standards. The thing is, I'm not talking about pretty privilege, because I do know it's biological, like we are wired to be attracted to people who have certain features, like it's biology, we cannot change that. But I think I'm talking more about ugly disprivilege than pretty privilege, because the way that people who are not considered attractive by the media are being treated online is low-key crazy. Like they'll be getting death threats, insults, like you would think they killed someone's mom. Like, guys, relax, you just don't like their face. And like most of the times they don't do anything crazy, like they'll post like a thirst trap, which how dare they're ugly, how dare they post a thirst trap, and they'll just get a ton of hate. And the thing is, the hate that I see towards people who are unattractive is way worse than the hate I see towards people who have done horrible things but are attractive in a sense. And I think say that they were way too big, that I looked weird, that they would ask me if I was secretly a man. And it's like, guys, come on. Like, kids can be really, really cruel. But you know what? What doesn't kill you make you stronger. I am fine now. But yeah, you know what's really odd? Like, one of the girls who bullied me is studying to be a nurse now, which is so weird because, you know, the stereotype that mean girls are always nurses turns out it's true. Yeah, anyways, it's crazy how I was being made fun of, for example, of my full lips, and like now people are getting like fillers, or I used to get made fun of my figure. Mind you, I don't think I'm a super curvy girl, but compared to the bodies of like smaller white girl or like younger African girl is gonna have like, on average, is gonna like be curvier or be on the bigger side. So people like the kids would call me like a football player, which I guess on hindsight is not that bad, but as a kid that was the last thing I wanted to hear from my classmates. But yeah, those are like some of the things I lived through when I was younger, and it's sad because for the longest time when I was like through my teen years, I used to think I was so ugly because I didn't look like any of my friends, and obviously like back in the day most of the portrayals of beauty were very Eurocentric. There was not a lot of diversity, so obviously if you don't really see like a girl looks like you, you're gonna be like, well, maybe girls that look like me just aren't beautiful, which is never the case. Like, you're all beautiful. So yeah, that was basically my experience. Obviously I grew out of that. I do think I am beautiful now. I think every race is beautiful. I don't think there's a feature that's ugly. It's just different faces, different features, and just different cultures. So yeah, thankfully, so obviously, I keep saying obviously all the time. I feel like it's like my mullet word. You know how some people say like. I actually say both. I say like obviously, like obviously, like obviously. Okay, anyways, back to the point. So yeah, my experience when I was in school. Lately though, thankfully, um, thanks to like the portrayal or like the increase of black individuals in the entertainment industry, I guess like the situation is a bit better. Like a lot of aspects of like black culture and just African culture is seen as cool now. You know, like Afrobeats and like, you know, like African American rap, which it's, I don't think it's the solution to racism, but it's bringing visibility to like what different cultures can bring, and like how people from different cultures can enjoy different cultures. So, but we also have the aspect of cultural appropriation, so like that's a whole different point. But okay, yeah, I feel like I just keep rambling. I did also want to mention that, so as I said, black people are more represented in the media now, so the racism like we see from them like towards black people, like I wanted to say is not as rampant, but it is still as rampant. I think what I'm trying to say, it's maybe less acceptable. Like racism should never be acceptable, but a couple of years ago you would see a lot of big YouTubers just making jokes, saying the N-word, and just overall being awful. I feel like if they tried to do it now, they would be cancelled. So, well, let's just say they would be cancelled, or like it wouldn't be seen, they wouldn't be seen in a good light. However, something that has concerned saying? I keep rambling and I keep forgetting. I did make notes this time, but like I'm barely following them. So yeah, it's sad to see that India, which is a country that has brought so many beautiful things to the Western world, like yoga, tea rituals, meditation, it's so sad to see that nowadays anything related with India is seen as ugly or dirty. Like, come on, guys, it's 2026, and the fact that the racism against Indians is so open and like shameless. It's like right now, if someone like posted a video saying how all Indians are dirty and like they smell bad, like so many people would be agreeing with you or liking the video, and the video would not even be taken down, which is so crazy to me. Like I really feel bad for any Indian youths who like are heavily on social media nowadays, because I did remember back in the days when, like, you know, the celebrities would get done for saying the N-word, or when they would just do blackface. As a younger black girl, I would be so confused. I'd be like, why would they do this? I don't get it. Like, what did we do? But yeah, I think a really big example of sorry, like I keep forgetting, a really big example of like ugly privilege are lol cows. If you guys don't know what a lol cow is, it's basically an individual that can be milked for a laugh. So hence the name lol cow, like lol, lol, cow. You can milk them for a laugh. So these are individuals who most of the times they are a bit heavier, they're mostly overweight, and like 90% of the times they're clearly very neurodivergent, which I think is what really helps in like the development of like their logo career, because the way they become popular is responding to rage bait or just acting up online. And since they're neurodivergent, sometimes they struggle to understand cues. So when there's people laughing at them, they might think that people are laughing with them, or they're just really easy and they just fall for rage bait easily, which makes them have like loads of clips online of them just acting out and being ridiculous. Some examples are Tofia Chu, Christian, and obviously most recently is Tyler Catastrophe, which I think that all of them have done things that warrant them being cancelled. But I think the only reason why they're so famous, popular, or why people pay them so much attention is because of how they look and the way they act. Like, you cannot tell me otherwise. Come on. But yeah, and yeah, I think that's like the main things I wanted to talk about. But for example, if you look at Tyler Catastrophe, what he did is clearly terrible. He's in the wrong. Like, I think he's completely in the wrong. If you guys don't know who Tyler Catastrophe is, like a brief rundown, he is this trans man who has a huge crush. It's not even crush, it's like an obsession. So he has a huge obsession in this lead singer in a band, but that lead singer has abuse allegations, and Tyler came out defending him. He was just basically defending him, just making excuses for him, and just overall just blaming reason why people hate him so much and are complaining so much about him is because the way he looks and the fact that he's a little bit cringe. Like, I'm sorry guys, that's what I think. But yeah, that was it for today guys.